Hi Superstars, I'm back to playing Drugstore Detective, looking at some of the products that we often use on our body, on our face, and in so many other places. Remember, the reason we need to pay attention to this is because our toxic load matters. What we're accumulating in terms of toxins does affect our health, including our hormones, inflammation, and so much more. We're going to start over here with just a good old-fashioned body cream. I get yelled at all the time by my husband because my legs look like snakes, literally. I'm not going to show it to you. When I'm deciding what to put on, I've kind of settled on just good old-fashioned coconut oil because it's clean, it's simple. I don't have to decipher a bunch of ingredients versus here where we really have to again sort through. So we've got water, glycerin, not so bad. But then we get to isopropyl palmitate. We get to some other ingredients like the EDTA, the phenoxy, ethanol, benzyl alcohol. So again, a lot of these are preservatives, but we want to again be careful of how much of that we're using at any given time. And the simpler, the better. So here's another moisturizer. We can use the bigger one because maybe I can see it better, but let's try to find the ingredients here. Now this is more of my speed. Take a listen here. Water, glycerin, all good. Then we've got aloe leaf juice. Yes, Avena oat kernel flour, so that's a great one. Cacao seed butter. So again, this one is truly free of phthalates and parabens, some of those things that we use to make creams soft and pliable, but ultimately again are hormone disruptors and accumulate and really build up our toxic load. Switching from body care, let's talk about makeup. You know, I always love to play with makeup just like everybody else. So this is one more for our brows, and this one actually has polyethylene in it, which is again a chemical that it can impact our hormones and mess with sort of overall endocrine function. Let's keep going. And again, it's sort of a, you know, what a lot of people tell me is that when they switch to natural makeup, it doesn't do the same thing. It doesn't have the same impact. So again, I think it's thinking cumulatively. What can you use? What do you need to dump? What do you need to keep? And trying to go from there. Clean makeup is an attempt to use fewer ingredients and more naturally sourced ingredients and minimize your chemical load. Typically, it's also labeled as safe or non-toxic, but they can't put any additional labels on it other than that. All right, let's take a look at here. We've got some eyeshadow. We all love a good eyeshadow, right? Okay, these ingredients are super tiny, but not bad again. Now this has mica in it, which the problem here is not so much toxicity. The bigger problem here is that it'll clog pores and cause a lot of breakout. So sometimes you have to read ingredients too to know what's gonna break you out. All right, so this brand says, again, remember we talked about greenwashing where you try to be more natural just by packaging it differently, but the actual ingredients are not that different. But let's take a look at this and see what this brand really holds to trying to keep their stuff nice and clean. Made in the USA, I like that. Doesn't label it on here probably because the package is so small, so I'm gonna look at something else. All right, here we go. So we've got, this is a great brand. This has decent ingredients in it. Water is the first one, then you've got beeswax, then you've got some other more natural ingredients like jojoba seed oil. You don't have the parabens and phthalates and stuff like that in here. So again, looking for that on these ingredient labels I think is so important. We're gonna try this eyeshadow. Oh, tiny print, love this. First ingredient are 3 chemicals that I can't say versus the water, which was the initial ingredient on some of those other brands that we just looked at. The first ingredient on the label is a chemical. It's probably not the best product for you. We are all gonna have to have some chemicals to preserve things, to keep things from rotting. But again, it shouldn't be the very first ingredient on there. All right, so I'm going to continue my adventures down this aisle looking at different products. I hope that's helpful and sorting through what you need to see on a label. But remember, choose wisely. If your foundation, you know a certain foundation works for you, it's the best one for you, well sure, go ahead and use it, but then make sure everything else, your powders, your lipsticks, your eyeliners, mascara, whatever else you're using, has a lower toxic load. So again, it's the balance that we're after, and that's what will keep us all healthy. Don't forget to subscribe. I post new videos every Thursday. Check it out.